Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your new moon in Capricorn reading. This is a third time I have done or attempted this reading for you. I'm just going to start by saying this. I had one. The first one that I did was like 46 minutes long. I had it literally posted and scheduled to post, and I don't know why something felt very uncomfortable for me about posting that. I felt like I was giving out information that would somehow assist and help, hidden enemies of yours. So I took the post down before it was even scheduled to post. I started a second one, and I cut that one right off because I could feel this energy that was trying to just impose some sort of confusion or distortion, or just really, like, I felt a lot of, you are an air sign, so like disruption or distortion of the mind. So I am, before I even do this reading, or start this reading, I am going to bring to your attention to be mindful. If something, the devil is the orchestrator of confusion, chaos, deception, and lies. Let me say it like that. So if you have an experience taking place or happening that is bringing through any sort of confusion or distorted energy, I'm strongly suggesting you take a step back, clear your mind, detach from that energy, because I feel like it is an intentional thing. I feel like it's in regards to a hidden enemy who is trying to confuse you or to distort, your mind so that you can't see clearly or think clearly or something like that. So I will let you know if any of the cards showing up are any of the cards that were in the prior two readings that I've already attempted, or one I entirely did. It was 46 minutes. And so, but again, I felt like I was somehow feeding the enemy energy, information, and I just don't want to do that. So let's see what we have showing up for you, Aquarius. Let's see what energies want to show up for you. Oops, here we go. First card out is the Five of Waters. This has shown up before in a prior reading that I've done in regards to this new moon. Yes, Five of Water talks about loss, sadness. It talks about a conflict or a challenge to overcome, right? And look what's on the bottom of the deck, the devil, right? Temptation. I do feel like there is something that wants to appear. There is going to be a discovery. And I kind of feel like somebody, or there's an energy I feel that wants to tempt you into either believing, or they want to tempt you by playing on your emotions, your feelings, um, in order to, I feel, stop a new beginning for you. But I'm also feeling to tempt you into staying into a certain kind of cycle, right? I'm looking underneath the temptation card, and there is the Ace of Wands. I feel there's a new beginning for you. I feel like whatever it is, this temptation wants to tempt you to take a bite, or to accept, or to stay tethered. And I feel like it's for their own financial or physical benefit in some way, shape, or form. That has been, like, I've seen that in both the prior readings, that the first one that I entirely did, but the second one, um, that I started because I didn't finish it. Tower. This has shown up. This showed up three times in that first reading, where I felt this was something is totally collapsing. And what I feel is totally collapsing is the illusion of something. It's just an illusion, really. It's something that's not real. It's something that maybe looks a certain way, maybe even feels a certain way, but I don't feel it to be true. I do feel like there was a hidden enemy behind the scenes somewhere, that I feel like there's a discovery made about this. The whole house of cards is coming down. The only thing that's going to rise up and out of this situation is the truth and the clarity. And I do feel like there is this energy that wants to keep someone in a lower vibrational energy, right? Um, bottom of the deck is the Ace of Waters again, because by doing so, they can block, stop, and deny or create like a lack of this new beginning. I feel like somebody doesn't want you moving on to calmer waters, to peace, to joy, to happiness. This is like somebody who is, and I felt it in all the reading, both the prior readings that I've done, where someone has gone above and beyond for a great length of time to hide something, to block things for you, like block opportunities, block healthy connections, block, financial resources, whatever it was. And I feel like it's the time's up, time's over. The tower, I did see the tower three times in the first reading, as well as judgment. And I, in that judgment card, if it shows up I'll show you, but in that judgment card it really showed like the hand coming down, that you could not see who was behind this hand, and it felt like the hand of the Most High, who is coming down to liberate, pull somebody right out of the middle of this chaos, this confusion, this disordered energy, and cast aside the demonic energies that have been part of whatever this was that was taking place. This card did show up. This is the card of Aquarius. This is, someone has really gone, again, I feel above and beyond to block somebody from reaching their full potential, the success, reaching their wish fulfillments. Two major arcana cards in a row. It gives me the feel that time is up. It's time for whoever I'm talking to, the higher vibrational Aquarius, for you really to shine, to, put your best foot forward, to bring your gifts. And look, five of earth on the bottom of the deck. This is, see the fives, 5 5. I got the book right here, right here. We'll take the time to see what the number 50, I'll start with the number 5 and then I'll go to the number 55. Um, so 5 talks about growth. The only thing that stays the same is change. As the world around you shifts and moves, it's time to get flexible. Change is inevitable, and your peace comes not from the stability of things outside you, but also from which is created from your foundation within. Your angels remind you to make inner peace a priority, so that when change comes, you know that you're tethered to something it cannot touch. Meditate today with visualization of your inner peace, tying you firmly to the universe. So, again, I feel like the universe, the Most High, is about to remove things that are trying to keep you. And I kept feeling that word tethered, bound, connected to lower vibrational energies. And the number 55 talks about change. Things will look different. When you ask for what you want, your angels deliver, and that time is on its way. You are being told that your intentions are being taken seriously. Lie in meditation with your hands over your root chakra. This is at the base of your spine, and repeat the mantra, I am ready for what is next. There feels to me like a major change that is coming into your life, and I feel like it's been a long time coming, because I feel behind the scenes there was these hidden enemies, a bunch of little, I don't know why I feel a bunch, but I do feel like there was more than one energy that was involved in create, like this could have been like, you didn't even have to know somebody, but you did know somebody who was taking, maybe information, things you said, whatever that was, and bringing it back to somebody who was a hidden enemy of yours or a hater on the side, that sort of thing, in order to sabotage, create, a lot of letdowns, disappointments, and loss in your life. And I feel they are being exposed. And I feel like this is you being able to close this cycle out, end this, and to move forward, allowing yourself to shine and reach your full potential. It does feel like there's been an extremely long, and I don't know why, but I do feel like 10 years or better of where, you have really been on the right track. And, maybe you've even recognized this and, questioned this, like, I'm doing real good. And then all of a sudden I have a conversation with so and so, and then everything goes to hell in a handbasket, right? And it's, I mean, it's not very easy to be able to say, well, could that be connected in some way or shape or form? A lot of people don't like to think like that, right? But that keeps them blind to the deception, to the haters, so again, I don't feel, look, shine again. I don't feel like that's you anymore. If that's the maybe a mentality you had once upon a time, I feel like whatever this discovery is, whatever this tower crumbling brings down, it's going to show you where someone has really impacted. And I do feel it's somebody. I feel like there's more than one person, could have been a whole group of people working together to stop you from shining, from growing, from evolving, to being happy and at peace, successful in your life, right? Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Earth. So this talks, I feel very strongly, it's about your work, maybe possibly sabotaging career opportunities, advancements, something that you're working on, something that you're growing. Let's grab one more card. Any way that I'm looking at this, I'm feeling it's over. It's done. Like, this new moon is going to bring a discovery that changes everything. And I feel the need to say congratulations from overcoming this challenge, because I feel like you were very strong, determined, and persevering through the challenges without lowering yourself, by being like the people who were doing this to you. I don't feel like you went that route. I just feel like you and I do feel like you're a very creative individual who can think outside the box, who is a very critical thinker, who has a very innovative mind that can, find solutions in unexpected ways, instead of falling to the lower vibrational energies where are out to destroy anything successful, right? Like, they just want to get what they want in within any means necessary. And I don't feel like you bit into that apple. I feel like there has been an energy around you that has been tempted to gain whatever they chose to or decided they wanted through any means necessary. And I feel there's an exposure. There's the messenger of air. There's the news, the information about this discovery coming in. I will say, when I seen the first reading, that I did see a discovery coming through. I felt like there was a private investigator that fell onto some information and followed it, looked into it, did some research about it, and there was a great discovery. I really felt in that first reading it had something to do with money, resources, and finances. And I feel like that whatever that was for you, that was somehow manipulated away from you, or that you were not able to see, that sort of thing. I kind of feel like it could have been, life changing for you in a positive way. And that's why I did feel that energy. And I don't know if I said it in this reading, because this is the third time doing this one, but I did feel that energy where there was this lengthy cycle. And again, I feel like 10 years or better, where someone has really, maybe been seen as a very successful person, or maybe they were seen as very financially stable, all this, that, and the third thing, when the entire time none of it was real, none of it was theirs. It was something that was intercepted, manipulated, taken, that sort of energy. It was a betrayal. And I do feel, yes, this card has shown up in every one of the readings that I have attempted for your sign. So this is somebody being caught up. This is somebody being forced to go through an awakening. And it's in regards to this 10 of earth. We've seen the 8 of earth, and now we see the 10 of earth. So that is talking. And I did feel in the first one, like, for some of you, I'm not saying all of you, but for some of you, this was about an inheritance, something that was rightfully yours. For some of you, this is about job opportunities in your career, where somebody was trying to sabotage this for you for a very long time. Now they're being caught up for doing this, and they're going to go through an awakening. And look, as I'm splitting the second deck, right? This card, the Chariot, was in the second reading, and this 10 of Swords, I believe, showed up as well. Not in the second reading. It might have been the first reading. But let's start with the Chariot. Just looking at this, you see this is the only deck that I have where you see opposing forces. You see the light, like, this is about light and dark, like good and evil. This is about yes and no. Like, this is something that has been trying to like, that tug of war feeling is what I'm getting, where they were trying to get ahead by any means necessary, that they were trying to take something that didn't belong to them. I feel, and again, there's the Ten of Swords. So this talks about a betrayal. Something is telling me that this new moon is going to bring a discovery of something or someone. I feel more than one person who was working to sabotage someone's success, from someone for sabotage someone from shining, from walking in their purpose to doing what they're here to do, from shining their bright, beautiful light. I feel like the news and information is going to be coming through. It can be very challenging, I'm feeling, from just the energy I'm picking up on, because it's like it's hard to understand how people can be so cruel, vicious, heartless, and rotten to their very core. These are soulless beings, right? Like I said, they want what they want, and they'll do anything to get what they want, and they don't care who they hurt in the process. And it's hard for someone who doesn't function in that vibrational frequency to understand why. It is very challenging energy. So I'm just putting it out there. I wouldn't sit there and dwell on that, but definitely do the healing through it, because it is going to be challenging to hear this information and try to figure out and understand, and that could be why I felt so much of that distorted energy, because it's like you're looking back and you're going over things, and it's making sense when you start connecting the dots, but it's hard to see it coming, because when you don't have that low vibrational frequency, or you don't function or operate out of that, it's hard to understand, right? Why would you do this, you know so let's clarify this Five of Waters. I feel a lot better. I just feel like all that, there was a heaviness of an energy that I have just not really enjoyed doing the readings for Aquarius this time. But I do feel like it feels very liberating to see or feel that energy go away, to be surrendered, to release. Look, I said it. There it is. See how I said the hand coming down and someone being elevated, and then these demonic energies being cast aside? Yes, they're going to be going through something. I wouldn't concern yourself too much for that, and I wouldn't beat yourself up or stress about that, because with every choice there is a consequence, good or bad. I feel whoever I'm reading for, you've always, you've persevered, you've overcome, you've continued to move forward, even when you were being, I feel, through external sources, held back, sabotaged in some way. We have the Eight of Wands. I feel like things are going to happen quite quickly. I feel like this news or information is going to come in. It could be very shocking, but it's absolutely going to propel you forward quite quickly. So that's a beautiful thing. And like I said, I don't feel you should dwell in that energy too long, but definitely take the time to feel it, to heal it, to make peace with it, to do what you got to do for you. There are just soulless beings out here. And it's unfortunate, but it is the reality of it. There's the Emperor. This I know showed up in the first card. And I mean, in the first reading that I did, and this is Aries energy. Neptune is leaving the sign of Pisces and going into the sign of Aries very soon. So there is going to be this movement forward, having like, and I feel with this as well, it's interesting to see it sitting next to the tower, because I kind of feel like this is somebody breaking free. They're finally liberated, and I feel like through. uh, there's a higher power looking out over someone who is, they're liberating them. It feels to me like there has been this time where someone has really been struggling to be seen in their rightful light. And there was another energy that was almost trying to, like, it's a wannabe, it's a copycat, it's a, doppelganger. This is somebody who wanted to be seen as successful or wealthy or, important in some way. And they weren't shit, because if they were, they wouldn't have to sabotage someone else to get it. They could get there on their own. But there was a reason they couldn't get there on their own, is because they were a fake. It was a fraud. It was a phony. That sort of energy. The Emperor also indicates a person of who's in a place of authority. So this could be, like I feel like a case cracking. I feel like that investigation that brings truth and clarity. We now see the Two of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and it's giving someone the opportunity to make a choice, to go down a new path, to take a different direction, be the leader of their own lives, take their power back and move forward. So very interesting energy. So the cards fell. I hope like you can see how many fell. I'll show you. And it was, I seen right away, this did show up in the first reading. It's time for your angelic support, the Most High, to move things out of this square. Squares are challenges. Sagittarius energy is showing up here as well. That talks about the Wheel of Fortune, so that it's time for change. I feel like there's angelic support and guidance that are here to help you restore balance and bring justice to a situation. Wow. Yes. Closing out the cycle, allowing you to, this is you tapping back into your power, overcoming this Ten of Swords. Um, Somebody wants to take action real quick. It can be involving family. I've seen that before. You've seen the Wheel of Fortune. I'm not going to go through all them cards because there's too many, but I do feel like there is an energy that wants to come in, almost like state their case, like I didn't know, or kind of play a dumb card. Well, guess what? The dumb card doesn't work. It's not. You don't get excused, or you don't get no consequences because you want to play a dumb card. It's kind of annoying when people do that. I didn't know, or I was told. Well, did you follow up and really research? Did you know what you were acting on? Was it true? Was it false? That sort of thing. I kind of feel like there is this energy of whoever this hidden enemy is. I would say this. I feel like this hidden enemy only wants to try to save their own ass. I feel if they would have never got caught, they'd still be laughing behind your back, thinking they got away with what they got away with, but they're not getting away with what they did. It's being brought to the light. And I did, because I seen that Emperor and I seen that Justice card. It could be this Emperor is a person who's in a place of authority, who is maybe a judge, maybe someone involved in the law. I did see an investigation and a discovery in the very first reading that I did, and so I do feel like they are going to be, there's a discovery being made again about something. I did see this as well in that very first reading, and this is the Three of Wands. You can see the Two of Wands over here, and the person has taken the Ace of Wands in their hand. This is a person who's taking their power back and making a choice and decision to move away from these rough, turbulent waters, to leave the past behind and head towards the future, which looks very beautiful. So when this tower does come down, the tower brings in a radical change, and I feel like this radical change for the high vibrational Aquarius that I'm reading for, um, is to bring you to calmer waters. I feel like it's to enhance things in a very beautiful way for you. And I feel like the radical change for the lower vibrational energy is this truth and clarity literally gets them stuck, hanging in limbo, caught up in the consequences of what they chose to do. Yes, there's the Four of Cups again. This is somebody who is moving forward. I feel like somebody is really, I kind of feel like there's a big shift when it comes to their stability, their home, their family, uh, the place they feel safe, secure, nurtured, and loved. It could be a little uncomfortable because I feel like it's out of their comfort zone. It could be because of what they're leaving behind. It could be because of entering into the unknown. But I feel like what they're entering into, as far as the unknown goes, is just something more stable, solid, more nurturing and loving. People you can trust with your eyes closed and your back turned, that sort of energy. And again, I do feel someone's going to need to take the time, the downtime, to heal from whatever this betrayal was. Next card that shows up is the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups talks about smoke and mirrors, confusion, distortion, what's real, what's not. And again, I felt that tug of war with all the readings, except it's gone now. I don't feel that anymore because I really feel somebody can see clearly through the smoke and the mirrors. They can see how the energy was distorted and they believed a certain way or thought a certain way or something like that, but it was an illusion. It wasn't real. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Wands. This, and you see Saturn right up there. You see Sagittarius right up here as well. I feel this is that energy where there's a lot of learning through this. There's a lot of learning and wisdom gained as a result of this experience. Like, I feel whoever is on the higher side of this, the higher vibrational side, where, these hidden enemies are going to be discovered and disclosed and brought to the light and seen for who they are, which thankful, so thankful. I'm seeing this happen every day and I love it because it's really annoying to see these people walking around like they're sweet, kind, uh, this, that, and the third thing, when in all reality, behind the scenes, they're hiding in a closet doing the most to cause chaos, confusion, like agents of the devil trying to act like they're saints. That shit pisses me off. I just gonna say it like that. And I'm so excited and happy to see these people finally being exposed. So that's how I'm feeling with that. Not that you care about my personal opinion, but if you did, there it is. Let's get some truth and clarity on this star card. Let's see what truth and clarity, what information do you want to show us on the star card? This is where I feel like you're rising star. You're coming out. You're about ready to shine. You're about ready to be seen, like success. Wow, high priestess. And this did come out quite a few times. I feel like it was several times in the very first reading. And I feel like intuitively, whoever I'm talking to, you've always known. You've always known that, like, intuitively knew something fell off, something didn't feel right. It was like, I know, like, if this was an opportunity you went for and it crumbled at the last minute, like, I feel you intuitively knew that that was for you, that you were meant to be there. And I don't feel, and I kind of feel like you knew, like you couldn't necessarily validate it in the physical realm, but in the spiritual realm, you knew something was wrong. Something like, and I do feel like that was, like I said, these energies that were sabotaging, like, seek, kill, and destroy. That's what the devil's agenda is, right? They want to sabotage any good thing for anybody who is meant to be there. And there are people, I'm not going to lie, right? There are people who sit right there and help these demonic energies and entities get to where they want to go, or help to create chaos, confusion, and destruction in other people's lives, because that's how they feel good about themselves. They can only feel good about themselves by destroying someone else. And that's when you see those kind of energies, or you see somebody operating out of that kind of energies, that is enough to know, like, that energy isn't for you unless you choose to be in that sort of energy. But I don't really feel like the majority of people are going to be walking hand in hand with those demonic entities anymore, because I feel like, they've learned, they've grown, they've seen things, they've had a change of heart, like they haven't entirely sold their souls out, and they're, going to recover, or they're going to heal from maybe past situation, whatever this was. Bottom of the deck is the Magician. This did show up. As a matter of fact, that very first reading was so, this entire row was nothing but major arcana cards, okay? And when I'm looking at it right now, I'm seeing major arcana card, major arcana card, major arcana card, right? Major arcana card. This is major life changing experiences for someone. And again, I feel like it is for someone who wants to live a good life. They want peace, they want joy, they want happiness, they want success, and they want victory. And those are not bad things to want. Those are good things. It's how you go about getting them that changes everything. And I feel like someone has made choices to disconnect or remove themselves, or to go through some things that maybe not were easy, right? Not the best choices and decisions we make in this lifetime are not going to be the easiest, right? You have to put that time, energy, effort. You have to put the work in to get what you want. Ups and downs and the learning curves and things like that, versus walking in and snatching something that isn't rightfully yours, that you haven't entirely earned, and having. That's not the way it works. There's another five. So I will break out and look. So I see that five, but I see the four of wands on the bottom of the deck. The five, again, talks about a conflict, and it talks about a conflict, somebody trying to win at all cost. I'm going to read you the 555, and so hopefully these additional messages help you. Major change. Get your mindset right. Change can be seen as a negative thing, but with the right mindset and the right alignment to your goals, it's actually your angel's way of readjusting your life to fit your desires. Life will look different when you get what you want. And again, it's giving me that energy. You're getting it through the right way, not through manipulation, not through lying, uh, that sort of thing, taking, creating conflict, trying to win at all costs. You're not getting there that way. You're getting there by doing it the right way, but putting in the time, energy, and effort by, not, so I'm just leaving it like that. I feel like this is what is happening for someone. And I feel like, unfortunately, they're going to have this huge wake up call, because something, was not real. It was false. It's almost having a false sense of security, like believing, oh, this is my friend, they got my back, and yada, 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 only to find out the entire damn time you were confiding, or, pouring your heart out to someone. They were taking all that information and running with it to do the most to cause chaos and havoc in your life and create obstacles, challenges, and loss, disappointments in some way, shape, or form. I kind of feel it's a little bigger than that. That could be for some people. I kind of feel like there was an energy that really did the most to obtain something that didn't belong to them. I feel like it has something to do with money and resources. I have felt that in all three readings that I have done, and that's just how I'm feeling. And bam, that showed up several times. And interesting enough, it did show up sitting right next to the judgment card in the very first reading. So this tower, which is out here twice now, right? Twice the tower is here, is going to get someone caught up, stuck. There's Gemini energy. There's news or information that's going to bring something forward. Someone has been imprisoned as a result of false information. And when I say in prison, I mean like if they like there was deception. Like, again, I feel it's lies surrounding money, finances, or resources. They've been stuck, like living day to day, living week to week, something like that. And it was as a result of some sort of deceptive communication, information, or something like that. This tower showing up twice. You see the moon. Oh, that's Mars, but it looked like the moon to me. I'm going to take it. What I see is what I see. You see it again in this. You've seen it in the judgment card. You're seeing it in this tower. There is this disclosure. There is this tower that's going to crumble, and it's going to kick all these energies that aren't rightfully allowed. Like, this isn't for them. They were trying to, claim stake to something that wasn't for them. And you see Mars is Aries energy. It's going to be casting that energy aside. I felt like I saw the moon, so I'm just going to say, like, I feel like this is about what was hidden, what was, definitely feels just what was hidden. Something that was hidden is coming to the light. Something that's had somebody stuck. because they couldn't see the truth of the situation. It's almost like surrounding somebody being surrounded by a bunch of lies, deception, manipulation, and then all of a sudden, boom, out of nowhere comes this truth, comes this clarity, comes this discovery, and it's liberating somebody so that they can be their true, authentic self and shine. And I tell you, I feel the tables turning. I feel like whoever was involved in this energy is going to be stuck. They're going to, and you see the mirror, right? Like it feels to me like, and again, I know this to be true. You reap what you sow. Don't come out swinging out at somebody if you can't take a punch. Don't be doing something if you can't handle the consequences of the end game of this, right? Because that's the way it is. The world is being balanced out as we're speaking right now. You can just wake up every day and see more truth, more clarity, more who is really who, and who's been walking around wearing a mask pretending to be somebody that they weren't. We're seeing it every day on a personal level, on a local level, on a national level. We're seeing it. There's no stopping this. This is moving forward. You can be on the right side, you can be on the wrong side. You can go with the dark, you can go with the light, you can go with truth, or you can go with lies. It's always a choice. You are always free to choose. You are never free from the consequences of your choices. So we have the eight. This is Leo energy. This is a strength card. I'm talking to somebody who has the strength, courage, and confidence to keep moving forward regardless of the obstacles, challenges, the burdens that were placed upon them or created surrounding them. Like somebody, it feels to me somebody's been through a very long cycle. I've seen this 10 of wands show up several times. I don't know if it showed up in this reading because I've done it 3 times, but the 10 of fire showed up in that other deck. And I'll even pull it out just in case it didn't show up, because I really felt like when this card showed up, like, yes, this is what is happening. This old cycle is being burned away, closed out, finite, done, over, no longer able to move into the future with someone. And I want to really show you that card because I love this, because I felt like all of that, those burdens that were placed upon somebody, here it is right here. All those burdens that were placed upon somebody with that 10 of fire right there, they're being burned. They're being, this is being uh, the brought to ash, right? Like it's done, it's over. It's been a long time coming for this cycle to end. I do feel like this has been quite a lengthy cycle, but nonetheless, I do feel the end of this cycle is here. This discovery is going to change someone's life as you know it, and for someone else who is behind the scenes being deceptive, trying to keep this all under wraps, they're going to be exposed, seen for who they are, and held accountable in whatever way the Most High deems fit. So, that can vary in many ways. I'm not even going down that rabbit hole, but anyhow, that's just what I'm seeing. Let's grab some clarity on this messenger of air. First card that pops up, there's a lover's card. Talks about choice, talks about decision. I don't know if you've seen me show that card in this reading, but it definitely has shown up in all 3 of them. And this talks about choices and decisions. And I feel like somebody, when this information comes in, somebody is making the right choices. I feel like they're allowing, themselves to step into the unknown, look, closing out the cycle, right? Taking a leap of faith, heading in a new direction, making choices that are more in alignment for where they are and who they are. And I do feel like I feel, leaving people behind, starting all over, starting fresh, more mindful, having a lot more wisdom and knowledge from the lessons that they have learned, to be better at using their discernment. I cannot make this stuff up. Look what shows up next, the Fool card. Taking a leap of faith. They're making a choice, taking a leap of faith, moving in a new direction. This message, information that comes in, is going to bring forth a lot of abundance. There's the Empress energy, right? Someone's going in a whole new direction. I just feel like all in the world. I just feel like somebody is heading, co-creating with the universe. They're allowing their light to shine. They're moving towards their victory and their success. They're not going to play small. I feel like they're going to definitely be standing in their power. I've seen the strength card so many times that I feel like this is a very powerful person who is rising from the ashes, right? And they are becoming the new, who they are destined to be, aligning with their path and their soul mission. We have the card of truth right here. This did show up in the very first reading, and it's like that ever watching eye in the sky that knows fact from fiction, that can see truly what is happening. The truth is being exposed. You'd be surprised how some of these truths get brought. It's so interesting just to, it's like some people say, oh, they'll never know, they'll never find out. And all of a sudden, by a series of events that unfold, discovery is made, truth gets brought to the light, that sort of thing. This is what's happening in this. There is a celebration. Get ready for a celebration and a trans. I feel like somebody's already gone through the transformation. So I feel like, and again, I did feel somebody was going to have to go through some healing, especially when, you look, and it is definitely a hard pill to swallow when you look back and you say, look how much I struggled and stressed and went through, and this, that, and the third thing, all unnecessarily because somebody decided to be greedy, manipulative, toxic, demonic, and do the most, right? Like, that is not an easy pill to swallow. So please take your time in your healing. See, this is somebody who at one point in time possibly lost hope, couldn't see what the future in front of them, couldn't see the abundance, couldn't see the growth and stability and security in some way, shape, or form. I feel like don't ever lose hope, right? Always believe, faith over fear all day long, and it's going to bring you where you want to be. So please be mindful of that. Let's see, what is the next message that wants to come out? This is from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck. So these are just inspirational messages or messages of encouragement for you through this process. Next card comes out is healing, and I've mentioned that several times. Don't be afraid to take that downtime and to feel it, heal it, cry it, cry, let your emotions come up, let that emotional pain and suffering be brought to the surface and cleansed out. Healing, crying is healing, it's cleansing your soul. Also, taking a lot of showers, that's another good thing. Water is a soothing and healing element, very important. And divine timing is on this, right? So I feel like I said, this has been a cycle that has played out, and it's the universe is saying done. There's a radical shift and change that has to happen. The truth has to come to the surface, be seen. The truth has got to be seen in order to bring and restore balance into the world and for all of humanity, right? Next card is thought. This card has showed up in prior readings, and I do feel this gives me the vibe of that high priestess, and it is, I think, sitting right with that high priestess in here. And so I do feel like intuitively someone, has thought about something before, like, is this possible? And then kind of maybe just swept it under the rug or thought, no, that sort of thing couldn't be true. That couldn't happen. I kind of feel like they know, like they knew intuitively, they knew, right? They were downloaded, guided. Centering is the bottom of the deck. So I feel like this is about bringing things into balance. There's been a major injustice somewhere, and I feel like justice is about to be served. There's the perception. I kind of get the vibe of that. Like, I feel like somebody tried to alter the way people perceived you and were altering how people perceived them. I kind of feel like I said, this wasn't a reality. This was an illusion that was co-created with other people to be seen in a light that really was not theirs authentically. There's that faith I was talking about, faith over fear today and every day, all day long. And no matter what, I feel whoever I'm talking to, like you never allowed, even with all the challenges, the loss, the disappointments, the this, the that, I don't feel like you ever sold your soul, right? To make an easier path or an easier way forward. I feel like you were perseverant in doing the right thing, even when the right thing was very hard and challenging for you. And I unfortunately feel it's because of external energies. The next card that came out was a card of centering. So again, balance is being restored, justice is being served, the tower's coming through to clear out all the lies, the deceptions. What was hidden is now being exposed. Love. Bottom of the deck, kindred spirits, so that you can align with like minded. So, there is this really powerful thing happening in the world right now where you're seeing a lot more people come out and speak truth, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's ugly. They're knowing truth sets you free, and they're really starting to connect on a very deep level. And, there is strength through power. That's why a lot of those little demonic energies like to, gang up and get together and, let's all do the most. But I don't think they recognized or realized or even wanted to believe that one pure, honest soul has more power than the whole group of those demonics. Yes, they can make life miserable, hard, and very challenging for someone, but the truth is always going to set you free no matter what. And through that, you will align with more of that energy, more of that kindred spirits, those like-minded soul, like soul family is what it feels to me like. And I feel like this is what's happening for someone. So ooh, this was quite the reading. I hope this serves you well. Please don't forget to leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested in this reading really resonates with you, there is a hype button. Please hit that. It will really help me, and I do appreciate your energetic exchange. Thank you for being here, and I will speak to you soon.